What if I told you in just 25 days you could lose 43 pounds, heal your body on a cellular level, and reset your metabolism, all without having to count calories or worry about extensive exercise? Hi, I'm Chris James, the creator of a healthy alternative wellness brand, and for nearly a decade I've helped people transform their lives through fasting. Now today I'm going to be introducing our most powerful fasting strategy to date. Now, if you've tried every diet, you've counted every calorie, you've worked out for hours, and you're still struggling with stubborn fat, inflammation, and fatigue, you're going to want to listen up. Today, I'm introducing the DR46 Fasting Challenge. Hi, I'm Chris James, and today we have another banger. We're going to be talking about how to master the 48-hour dry fast, and I just want to give a quick shout out to Justin Dorff. He is the one who inspired the title for this video. I was scrolling and I saw his video on how to master the 48-hour fast, so I decided let's talk about the 48-hour dry fast because that's what we've been talking about recently. We just launched our DR96. It started, well, we did our introductory call last night. The basic registration is going to be open until tonight. So if you guys still want to join that challenge, you are more than welcome to do that. However, one of the questions or one of the comments that I've been getting a lot during this time is, Chris, I want to do the DR96, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous about dry fasting for that long. I don't know that that's realistic. I've never done a dry fast. So I said, you know what? We have talked about intermittent dry fasting before. Let's talk about a 48-hour dry fast because you can get so much benefit from the 48-hour dry fast. And the reason why I actually like the 48-hour dry fast versus a 48-hour water fast, not to say that the 48-hour water fast is bad. I just prefer the dry fast because we all know that the dry fast is about 3 times more efficient than water. Now, with water fasting, it takes about 3 days, so 72 hours, to really peak the benefit for the minimum amount of input. If you want to get the most out of your water fast with the minimum input, it's a 3-day fast. But with the dry fasting, 2 days is enough. So let's talk about this. Now, we've all heard about autophagy, right? Autophagy is the driving force of all of the benefits that we love to see, the physical benefits, right? This is what's going to help to repair your body's internal system. When you do dry fasting, you get into autophagy so quick. So you get quick, potent autophagy. That's one of the reasons why you can shorten your fast down to 2 days and you can get really good benefit from it. The reality is, a 48-hour dry fast versus a 48-hour water fast, you can't, water fasting can't touch dry fasting. It just can't. It's just they're in different leagues. So if you want the benefits of autophagy, which we understand helps with tightening and shrinking the skin, it helps with, sculpting the body, it helps with cellular detoxification, and you guys know what autophagy does. You can get it with your 48-hour fast. You're going to get an enhanced boost in your metabolism, okay? Some people think that they have a sluggish metabolism. Now, the reality is there's nothing actually wrong with your metabolism. It's just our perception, the information we've been given, but there's nothing wrong with your metabolism. Your metabolism works perfectly fine. When you get in alignment with proper dietary strategies, taking proper rest, drinking or hydrating yourself properly, your metabolism is going to fall in line. So you don't got to worry about any of that. Doing regular dry fast, just 2 days, 48 hours, you'll be able to regulate your metabolism very quickly. So let's look at this. Now, typically, we come up with our fasting cycles, okay? You could put together a DR48 where you're dry fasting for 48 hours. And what we would do in that case is we would refeed for 2 days as well. Now with the dry fasting, it's a little different from the water. It's more intense. You get benefits more quickly, but also you have to refeed a little different. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But if we were going to put together a program and call it the DR48, it would be 48 hours of dry fasting and 48 hours of refeeding. So every 4 days, you would complete the cycle and you go back into it. You understand? So you fast for 2 days, refeed for 2 days, fast for 2 days, refeed for 2 days. This cycle, the DR48, would be so powerful for many reasons. You get all the benefits of dry fasting and all of that. You get none of the burnout, right? You're only dry fasting for 2 days at a time. You get enough time in the dry fast for your body to completely shift gears, start burning ketones, get into ketosis, get all that benefit, but you're not in it long enough to get so deep into the detox that you start feeling ill, you're not enjoying it anymore. Plus, you get to engage with a water fast during this cycle, because when you come off of the cycle, the first day of your refeed, it's water, right? So it is an incredible, tight knit, powerful fast where you get tremendous benefit. I mean, in 2 days, you're looking at losing, especially early on in your fasting, you're looking at losing probably about 6 pounds or more, okay? Then you're gonna do your water day, your refeed, you're gonna lose another pound, right? Then you're gonna do your refeed. Now, if you do your refeed on your eat day, if you eat raw, if you eat plant-based, you cook, but you eat plant-based, or if you just focus on whole foods, nothing processed, then you can either look to lose another half a pound or at least maintain your weight. If you couple that with a castor pack, which I'll leave a link to a castor pack you guys can use. We sold out of ours. The DR96 wiped us out of most of our supplies. But I'll leave a link to one that I do recommend. If you guys couple that with a castor pack, now you're making sure to flush your system as you're doing this process. You can roll this thing as long as you want. You could do it for 30 days. You could do it for 40 days. You could do it for 90 days. Okay? You're not going to have to worry about nutritional deficiencies, because as you're doing the actual dry fast, you're going to start hydrating atrophied receptors. So you're going to get better nutrition from the food you eat. You're going to focus on whole foods. You're not going to be eating the processed foods. So you're going to get more nutrient-rich foods. You're going to get more hydration because you're going to be eating a lot of plant-based foods, right? So high water content foods. So it's almost like the best of all extremes. You're getting the best nutrition, you're getting the best absorption, you're getting the best detoxification, and then if you support that with some therapies, like I said, the castor pack, to make sure that everything is moving properly, this is a unstoppable force. All right, let's keep going. So understand that when it comes to the deep cleansing that you get from fasting in general, you get much deeper cleansing from dry fasting. Okay, you just do. Water fasting is capable of it. It just takes longer. So we're getting deep cellular cleansing. Now, I mentioned this on my video from last night, Sunday. With dry fasting, because it is an extreme detox, I do highly recommend to use some tools, especially as you get started. This is going to make sure that you have a great experience with dry fasting. So we talked about the castor pack, but I also highly recommend, if you're going to do the DR48, couple it with Clean Slate as well, okay? Clean Slate is the zeolite product. It's got clinoptilolite in it that I mentioned to you guys. Is from the Root Wellness brands. It has bioavailable silica, and then the ingredients are just seawater and then vitamin C, and then of course the clinoptilolite. So it's a very powerful cleanser. It will work in the background. So no matter how quickly you guys decide you want to detox and how hard you want to push this, you'll have a tool that's constantly nurturing you. Now, you don't take Clean Slate while you're detoxing. You're going to take it on your refeed days, right? So you're only going to take it once every 2 days. But as you continue to use it, you can also take it with your prep as you get into it. But as you continue to use it, you'll notice your dry fasting gets easier and easier and easier. So if it doesn't sound realistic to maintain this protocol for a month, you'll find that if you use some of these tools, you'll get to that place where it's like, oh, this is not hard at all. It'll become like every day for you, okay? Now, we always got to focus on preparation, and during our preparation, we want to focus on hydration. Why? Because we're going to be dry fasting, okay? So we want to make sure to give the water as much raw material to work with before we start and definitely after, and we just want to continue that cycle. So what I want you guys to focus on is high water content foods, yes, but also staying away from dehydrating foods. A simple Google search will help you to kind of understand what's hydrating, what's dehydrating. You just the what you're looking for is water content of about 72% or greater. If the water content of the food is more than 72%, for it's just a good rule of thumb. For the most part, you're good. Okay. Now, I like to recommend closer to 80%, but a good middle ground, 75%. If the product is 75% water content, you're good. If it's 72, you can consume it, but I wouldn't like overindulge. And if it's 80% or more, 90%, have at it. Have a field day. And there's obviously a couple of caveats to that. We do want to make sure that we're not eating processed foods. So whole foods is the goal. So then you might look at something like, I don't know, cottage cheese that might be like 70% water or something like that, right? I don't know. But it is a processed food, okay? So if you look at staying away from processed foods, we're going to eat whole foods, and we're going to eat 72% water content or greater, then that will have you in the good. So when you do your refeed days, you're getting the most benefit. Now, the secret to locking all of this in, this 48-hour, the secret is your refeed. All right, that is the secret. So you're going to do the 48-hour deal. Let's say you do the DR48 for a month. Let's say that you lose 40 pounds. All right, cool. We're very happy with that. Well, now you don't want to gain that weight back. So you have to have a refeed that's going to complement everything that you've done, and also to help cultivate new lifestyle practices that are going to make sure you maintain and continue to progress. Okay, because no one wants to do all this work and not maintain the benefits, I should say. So here's what I'm going to do. I have a video on the channel right now. I'll link that video talking about your refeed on a dry fast. If you guys join AHA communities, okay, I'll put the link for that in the chat and in the description box. You join AHA communities, I will offer you we have free guides. We have a dry fasting guide and a refeed guide. So I'll give you guys those two guides to help you. Okay, but you need to come join AHA communities. I'll create a post where you guys can grab those guides. If you can't find them, just say, hey, I'm looking for the free dry fasting guides. Where can I find them? You could tag me or whatever you need to do, and I'll get you guys those guides. Okay, not to be mistaken with the DR96 guides, because that's going to be part of the challenge. Now, here's a pro tip. If you guys want to make sure that when you do your refeed, that you're eating well and you're not dealing with a lot of hunger pangs and stuff, I recommend you guys grab a bag of our appetite suppressant tea. It's a simple tool that you could use on your refeed. You could do it on your water refeed day towards the end of the night and drink it going into your first eating day, okay, using the DR48. And then that way you don't have to worry about being hungry for breakfast or anything like that. And then when you eat, you'll feel more sated, okay? And then that way, when you go back into your dry fasting, it just is a completely smooth transition. Maybe on your water day, you get a little bit more hungry, you have some tea, it calms that hunger down until your eat day, okay? Because sometimes when you come off your dry fast, you start drinking water, sometimes hunger will creep back in. Now, where I'll say the appetite suppressant tea is going to be an absolute all-star, when you do your final refeed, so now you're coming off of your DR48 cycle, and you're going into your refeed back into like what you're going to normally do, right? Your normal eating habits. You use the appetite suppressant tea to make sure you stay on track, and it will help support any lifestyle changes that you want to make coming off of the DR48. So the appetite suppressant tea is an incredible tool for just aiding you and just making sure that the appetite is not biting you, because that's what's going to cause the most problems for most people. All right. So you've got the benefit of the skin tightening. You've got the benefit of the anti-aging. You've got the benefit of getting ketosis, so you can burn ketones. You're going to think more clearly. You'll be more sharp. If you combine it with the castor pack and the clean slate, as I mentioned earlier, you will not have to worry about loose skin at all, even if you guys don't eat well. Okay. Now, I encourage you to eat well, but if you hydrate, you utilize the tools, you could get away with a little poor eating. And I'm just saying this not to encourage you to abuse it. I just know you guys probably aren't going to be perfect. You're probably going to make mistakes. You're going to have a party night. You're going to have some cake, you know. So if you know that you're not going to be 100% perfect, then if you've got the resources, I would say grab the tools so that you can have a better overall experience. But you can absolutely do this without the tools. We've been teaching fasting for going on a decade, and we only really started to incorporate tools maybe about 3 years ago with the essential oils, kind of, 3-4 years ago. And then we started getting more into different things. Now, don't get me wrong. All of the tools that we talk about are top notch. Okay, so these all work. I've used them all. I use them currently. So that's it, y'all. Quick, fast, and dirty. If you're interested in finding a dry fasting schedule that is not as intimidating, but is going to give you ultra fast results, just like the DR96 or some of these other protocols, the DR48 is probably going to be for you. Hopefully, if you got any questions, make sure to put those in the chat. All right, we can work it all out. I want to make sure you guys are successful. Join AHA communities. Even if you don't want the dry fasting guides, look, we have an entire group of people doing the DR96. They are all up in AHA communities right now. So some of that information can trickle over to you as you're doing your protocol. It's just a great positive space for you to learn, be supported, find accountability partners, get free information, etc., etc., etc. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button for me, comment, subscribe, and as always, the application of knowledge is power. I'll see y'all in the next video.